President, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow members, and as always, most welcome guests. When I came to my first club meeting at Canby Speakers at the beginning of February, I stood just over there and I declared to the room that over the last year I had lost 30 kilograms in weight. For those of you who prefer to talk in old money, that's 4 stone and 10 pounds. For those of you who still don't have a clue what I'm talking about, that's about the weight of my 8-year-old niece. But what I didn't explain in the 15 to 20 seconds that I had available was exactly what drove me to this epiphany that I needed to change my life and the way I was living my life so drastically. So let me explain. The 18th of February 2014, I was sat at home with my wife watching Vicar of Dibley, when completely out of the blue she turns around to me and she asks me a question. Where do you think our relationship's going? Well, I know we've been having our problems, but as far as I'm concerned, we're not arguing as much, we're communicating better. I think we're on the mend. She disagreed. She told me that she'd been offered a job down in Cornwall on a 6-month contract, and she wanted a trial separation. She told me that she was leaving on Friday. She told me that she was taking our 4-year-old son with her. So did this news knock me down, leave me feeling broken and defeated? Yes. But did I get back up and put myself back together? Oh yes. It just so happens that on the Friday that my wife left, we were supposed to be going to a wedding as a family of a good friend of mine. So, right from the get-go, I had a decision to make. Do I stay at home and hide myself away, feeling sorry for myself, wallowing in self-pity, or do I stand up tall, get myself out of bed, put my suit on and go to that wedding? Unfortunately, it took me longer to make this decision than it perhaps should have done, but ultimately I did make the right decision and I went to that wedding, and I had a great day, given the circumstances. And from that day onwards, I made a vow to myself that every single day I would do something positive. But I had difficulty establishing cadence in doing this. I struggled along for the next few months, trying to acclimatise to this single life that had been imposed on me, trying to lose a bit of weight, trying to get a bit fitter, trying to be a bit more confident. Until that is, I found myself in the middle of the Gulf of Thailand, sitting on an oil rig, offshore Malaysia, staring at the sea in the middle of the night. I won't explain why or why I was doing that. But this gave me quite a significant opportunity for some self-reflection. And I came to quite a number of realisations within that time. Number 1, she broke my heart. Number 2, because of that, if we got back together again, I couldn't trust her not to do it again. As a result of that, number 3, our marriage was over. And number 4, this was actually a good thing for both of us and for our son. I also came to the realisation that in order to become what I wanted to become, in order to achieve what I wanted to achieve, it wasn't good enough to try to lose a bit of weight. It wasn't good enough to try and get a bit fitter. It wasn't good enough to try and be a bit more confident. In order to become the self-assured, confident person that I wanted to become, I had to try and become the very best possible version of myself. And the So the only way that I could do this was by, on returning from Malaysia, I met up with my wife and I asked her for a divorce. And from that point forward, I was on a journey, on my journey, to become the best possible version of myself. And it's a journey that I'm still on, and it's a journey that I will carry on doing until I'm satisfied that I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. I'm pleased to say that there's a new lady in my life now. She's equipped with 4 wheels, carries a Porsche badge. She's very fast. And the best part of all is that she never, ever nags. Madam President.